Allegedly, that's the truth.
We've never seen them like this. They're playing for keeps. And then remember the next day in the news, when all the information was still shoddy, they came out, they were like, apparently there were transgender messages inscribed on the bullets. I was at home like, oh no! I'm dead as fried chicken. And then weeks later they said what was written on the bullets. One of the bullets had Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao, Bella 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 Ciao written on it.
What? Bro, I'm out, man.
Another bullet had written on it, if you're reading this, you're gay.
Stop it. Get some help.
I'm only here because of affirmative action. Yeah, we know. You do not have the brain processing power to otherwise be taken really seriously.
Today, you know what's happening? They're trying to keep a real down. They're trying to keep a real down. That's what they're trying to do because they cannot handle the truth. And this is just the facts.
What it do, YouTube? It's your boy Takedown225, and today we're gonna do a reaction to Dave Chappelle skits, a little stand-up bits he did about Charlie Kirk, Puffy and shit. And then I'm gonna do an examination of the Charlie Kirk was this generation MLK.
That's all I needed for him to do that, and it became personal with me.
Just to give a little bit of my insight on what I think about the matter. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into the bits.
I don't like talking about this, but I'm gonna do it. Here's my thing about Puffy. And I gotta state my bias. Years ago, I got attacked on stage in California at the Hollywood Bowl. Now, this was a long time ago. At this time, Charlie Kirk was alive and well. Well, this is another reason it's hard to talk in America, because, you know, if you talk for a living and see Charlie Kirk get murdered that way, I'm gonna be honest, nigga, I was shook.
Low key, and then he a comedian who talks shit about people and things that's going on. Yeah, definitely would be scared. For sure, for sure.
I mean, Charlie Kirk is the wholesome white guy.
What? Bro,
And they killed this motherfucker. I said, these whites.
You like they on to something, huh? What the fuck is going on, man? He supposed to be a good representation of y'all, right?
Sure.
Some shit like that. I mean, he got a whole day. So, allegedly, that's the truth.
We've never seen them like this. They're playing for keeps. And then remember the next day in the news, when all the information was still shoddy, they came out, they were like, apparently there were transgender messages inscribed on the bullets.
It was
I was
at
at
this
home
moment
like,
that
oh
he knew
no!
he fucked up.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up!
I'm dead as fried chicken.
And with what Dave be doing with his bits, he definitely thought they was coming for his head top. For Shosky, and I don't even blame him. I would have thought that shit too. Like, oh shit, has it come a time where my jokes had coming back to kill my dumb ass? I just was trying to make some money, man. I know that's exactly what he was thinking about, to be honest.
And then weeks later they said what was written on the bullets. One of the bullets had Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao, Bella 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 Ciao written on it.
What? Bro.
Another bullet had written on it, if you're reading this, you're gay.
What?
I was at home like, nigga, I'm gonna need to see these bullets. How the fuck is this nigga writing whole paragraphs on bullets?
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now.
No bullshit, bro.
How big are these bullets?
Oh,
What is
God.
this nigga, a watchmaker? He can inscribe all this shit on a bullet?
That's all I needed for him to do that, and it became personal with me.
He and that bitch with a light and a motherfucking inscriber, you feel me? Before he go do the biggest thing of his life. Come on now.
Ain't no way. Ain't no fucking way.
A lot of shit around that case don't make a lot of sense, but like, that ain't my job.
I'm not making light of Charlie Kirk dying, but I'm not sure what it means. And I'm not sure I believe what they say it means. I'll tell you what I don't believe. And the whites were quick to say this. They said, Charlie Kirk is this generation's Martin Luther King.
What? Bro, I'm out, man.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. And this why I had to start pushing back on. Cause, bro, Martin Luther King never demonized a race. Like, he said we should be respected as humans.
Stop it. Get some help.
So I don't understand that shit. That shit bizarro world. I don't think Charlie Kirk was avocational for other people. And we're gonna look at a couple clips. I got a couple clips lined up for us. So we're gonna go through this whole skit.
No, he's not. Yeah, that's a reach. You know, they both got murdered in a terrible fashion. They both got shot in the neck, but that's about where those similarities end. Because Charlie Kirk is a motherfucking internet personality. No, by design. Fundamentally, he can't function like Dr. King. Internet niggas are negative because they have to be. Because nobody...
And he was negative by nature. I don't even think he had to be none of that. I don't believe none of that shit.
Man, him seeing in a real way.
I think he was negative because he was racist, basically. Candace was a token, like all the other people who operate in that mindset do. And I'm doing it.
Nobody will engage them unless they say shit that makes them upset. That's Charlie Kirk. Could you imagine Dr. King was behaving like Charlie Kirk? Smash that like button and subscribe. Follow me for more content like this. I believe all black people should be free. Change my mind.
Unbelievable. In a real way, though, you would never see MLK doing something like that. Not for real, for real.
Yeah, that makes sense.
His movement would probably be more grassroots or more person to person, but shit, I mean, they smoked him when he did it before, so you know what that means. And then it's so crazy, they ain't give a fuck about what Charlie Kirk was saying about black people. They only care when he started talking about the people that's in his same demographic that's a little bit different. And if you get my drift, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of money behind Charlie Kirk. Let's just say that.
Man, him seeing in a real way.
The Congress took a vote that October 14th will be Charlie Kirk Remembrance Day, and everybody voted for it.
Huh?
No, I'm not gonna boo it. You can remember. No.
I ain't gonna lie, that's kind of crazy. And this nigga said he didn't even like Martin Luther King, and he think you gonna see what he say.
Remember that nigga if you want to, and remember him however you want to. But I do know that most of those Congress people voted for that because they're afraid of political violence.
What?
I'm telling you, it's easier to talk in Saudi Arabia.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up!
Ain't no fucking way, Kane.
I was on stage not long ago in the States and niggas got mad because I said, well, you know, maybe Puff will get off. And I said, I hope so.
What? Ain't no way. Ain't no fucking way. No.
And the crowd was like, boo. Oh, okay, look, it's not that I think Puff is right, but...
I think that's pretty much the end of what we want to gather from this stand-up bit. I don't think he mentioned Charlie Kirk anymore.
I'm out, man.
He did make a joke that was pretty funny about Diddy dropping, or Diddy having, about Diddy and the baby oil shit, but this time around, I ain't gonna put that in there. It's irrelevant. All right, let's keep on moving to, yeah, people saying that Charlie Kirk is just Generation MLK. I mean, was his last words. And this was so crazy, like, people got the people got this thing to say, like, oh man, he stood for X, Y, and Z, or the people in his poster, they got such a deep connection to his rhetoric. And when he died, he was saying shit like this.
Charlie Kirk's final words caught on camera. An audience member asked Kirk how many mass shooters there have been in the US over the last decade. Kirk replied, "Counting or not counting gang violence." A split second later, the gunshot fired.
Now, if you talking about gang violence, when you talk about mass murders, bro, we talk about two different things. But hey, whatever. Like I said, let's hear about some more things that Charlie Kirk believed. Oh, wait, hold up. Let's hear how they compare him to MLK. So y'all just not thinking of pulling this out of nowhere.
Today, we honor a patriot whose love of this nation burns as brightly as the founding fathers during the birth of our republic. His name will stand etched into history besides the likes of JFK, who boldly challenged a generation to ask what they could do for their country amid the shadows of the Cold War.
Well, you got me. By all accounts, it doesn't make sense.
And Dr. King,
I'm like, what did he say fuck me for?
who marched into the jaws of hatred, sacrificing his safety and ultimately his life to bend the arc of history towards justice.
So, people really believe that. And they believe that based on YouTube videos, him going to campuses, talking to people, him running an organization called this. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, people genuinely believe that. You got a bunch of people, that just don't like other people based on whatever they grew up to believe. You got to keep in mind that a lot of this prejudice shit was happening not too long ago. 50 years, you got people that's still alive that's 50 years old, 60 years old, 70 years old, who experienced that shit firsthand. And then you got people who was perpetrating that shit firsthand in their 80s and 90s. You gotta keep in mind, our president almost what? Okay, so he in that, you know what I'm saying? So these people have their thought processes based on what? You know what I'm saying? Because people who, forget, be forgetting like 26 years, 27 years, like people live through all of that in this generation. So they know how long that is. It might seem like it's not that long. You know what I'm saying? And they probably didn't generationally grow out of that shit. A lot of people don't even interact with the people of my race, the smaller race people. They don't even grow up in their neighborhoods. Sometimes neighborhoods are segregated. You got whites with whites, blacks with blacks, Hispanics with Hispanic, Pakistanians with Pakistanis, Palestinians with Palestinians, people from motherfucking Egypt. It depends, you never fucking, that's all I'm saying though. You got a big ass melting pot, and you got people who are the majority like this dude saying shit like this.
I'm gonna be like, boy, I hope he's qualified. The Civil Rights Act was a mistake.
Hey, boy, ain't no fucking way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy.
Cops should be around your neighborhood. Why do blacks have a broken family? White person were to come up and say, black America really needs to get its act together and stop sleeping around all the time, and it needs to actually have enough.
Why would you?
Because it's true.
What? I'm out, man.
When blacks in America did not have the same rights they had today, they were less murderous. There was less break-ins. Black America is worse than it has been
that affected
in the last 80 years.
No! Bro, what?
What percentage of young blacks have both a mom and a dad raising them? Of course we pander to blacks. They're in every TV commercial.
You gotta keep in mind that this is the same group of people who made the rules and regulations for how you live. He had a big part in getting Trump elected.
They're saying, I'm only here because of affirmative action.
Boy, if you don't get...
Yeah, we know. You do not have the brain processing power to otherwise be taken really seriously.
And this the same goofball who based his information on a few thousand people who misbehave out of a pool of people where in which 48% of them are exonerated.
Yeah, that makes sense.
In other words, this nigga is dumb. For real. I mean, was.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up!
Yeah, my bad. He was dumb. He didn't graduate college according to his fans, so.
If I'm dealing with somebody in customer service who's a moronic black woman, I wonder, is she there because of her excellence, or is she there because of affirmative action?
Stop the cap. Right now, stop the cap. No bullshit, bro.
It's got worse since the Civil Rights Act. More violent, less fathers around, poorer.
What?
Why are we making
delusion? Pure delusion coming from someone who doesn't even live in the community, doesn't interact with the people of the community. Everybody in his group acts like him.
Well, look, it's a comedian that was put up on stage. What do you expect? But I mean, man, can you take a joke?
You should be kissing the ground with gratitude, because you're right. You are not in Africa, and you should be thankful you're not in Africa. Certain skin color now gets their own summertime celebration. It's now become a racial complaining day. BLM, and remember what BLM stands for: burn, loot, and murder.
What? I'm out, man.
This is what people who oppose fairness, integration, fair competition, merit, this is what they use to demonize the people they got to compete with. Because, I mean, let's be real. If he can't sit on the internet and just be racist and get money.
That's all I needed for him to do that. And it became personal with me.
What else is he going to do? I mean, it's like he want to talk about minorities all day, but the minority that was lying in his pocket, as soon as he had something to say about them.
America is poorer today than before we tried to start to help them. Black women married the government and divorced the men that they were once with.
I'm like, what did he say fuck me for?
Juneteenth.
For a nigga who hate blacks so much, you know a lot about them, right? That's what you think. You know a lot about them, and you never live near one. You just, your community wasn't full of people who went through what, you know, people, grandparents that's still alive went through.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But you get on the internet and act like you are super duper smart. You making cutting edge remarks. You trying to change the world for positivity. But really, you just spewing hatred because you got an in-group preference, and you think your preference of your in-group is more important than having the freedom that this country was promised. You know what I'm saying? And that's why your fate was like what it was, in my opinion. Because what else was it? What else caused you to go? I mean, whatever. Let's just keep going.
It should not be a federal holiday. Half of all prisoners are black.
Exactly.
So blacks commit more crime. They commit more murders. They commit more arsons. They commit more kidnappings. It's not a profiling when it comes to that. Blacks are far more likely to commit crimes than any other group. See a black pilot, you wonder, boy, is that person there because they earned it or because they were placed there? Blacks in America did not have the same rights they had today. They were less murderous. Death toll likely would not have been as high if it wasn't for DEI.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up!
Culture has...
This fucking idiot said the death toll would not be as high if it wasn't for DEI. So he just making monikers and jokes on how to be different. Bro, I'm telling you, it's a certain type watch. We gonna watch that video. I'm gonna make another video about it. This shit is old strategies, propaganda. I mean, like, the shit is like, this is where black fatigue really come from. People like me who have to sit there and endure this bullshit trying to make a point to educate us. Because, I mean, bro, hearing this shit all day is exhausting. Especially when you know someone like him, you can just beat the fuck out of him.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up!
You know what I'm saying? If it was really like that, we was outside in a country like this where everything is even, you can literally beat the fuck out this nigga. And he can't do shit about it because he probably can't fight him as much time as he spend looking up ways to be racist towards someone.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He's probably not spending that time in the gym getting physically fit or training. So if you are someone who trained, you can just beat the fuck out that nigga.
Bro, what?
But that's not that, you know, I'm not advocating for violence or anything like that.
Sure.
I'm just saying, like, in a world of interacting with people where all things equal, people who act like this only have power because the internet prevents you from beating the fuck out of them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like, let's be real. And I'm not saying that anybody needs to do anything like that. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that the illusion that the internet gives people the safety net of being able to talk crazy and nothing happen is being broken. With his death, that was a demonstration that, and you know what's so crazy? It was his own people.
Ain't no way. Ain't no fucking way.
Collapsed the last 60 years. Systemic racism stuff is a bunch of rubbish. Instead, it's systemic bad choices.
Do you feel that systemic racism isn't real?
Of course not.
How do you feel about the black community receiving reparations?
I'm against that.
Yeah.
Well, you got me. By all accounts, it doesn't make sense.
George Floyd protests.
Riots. We have a supply and demand issue with racism in our country. We have an incredibly low supply of racism and an incredible demand to try to fulfill it. So we've created racism where it doesn't exist.
Come on now, dog.
When I was being schooled, we have spent an entire...
I am deceased. No, we got a healthy supply and demand. You got people like you and people like you, okay? Let's look at what else he said in some more clips. Holy, it's kind of rough getting through this shit. I'd rather go, you know what I'm saying, walk my fucking dog than hear this bullshit.
Stop it. Get some help.
But hey, listen.
Hey, I live what I believe. No. What do? I get charity every single year.
Crime like...
Stop the cap.
I'm sorry, if I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified. Because of DEI, it begs the question when you see a black pilot, you wonder, you say, I hope they are qualified.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up!
If I'm dealing with somebody in customer service who's a moronic black woman, I wonder, is she there because of her excellence? Or is she there because of affirmative action? Almost creates thought patterns that are not necessarily... No one really cares when it's HR managers. No one cared when it was, you know, just kind of paper shufflers or even engineers. But now when it's like, wait, hold on a second. You're going to remove my appendix and you're a black lesbian?
What?
I live like...
It's like, bro, who the fuck asked their doctor their sexuality, gang?
Who the fuck is that guy? Who the fuck is that?
And this is probably why your wife came out when you died. She came out like this. This is the most embarrassing shit I ever seen in my life. When I was watching this shit happen in real time, mind you, this was what, 4 months ago now? 5 months ago now? It's been a long time. I was like, within the first 3 days, like, she is fucking weird. Now, I didn't have a channel at the time, which if I would have had a channel, that shit probably would have got a whole bunch of views if I would have just dropped that video. I was looking for that first week this shit happened. Because when we look at this shit is crazy. Look how big this fucking stadium is. This is like a fucking concert. She got the US government behind this shit. This shit is crazy. What the fuck? She got that's crazy. Look at this shit. Look at her. This shit is, look at this, coming out to
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Look at this shit. This is a celebration of her. This is a fucking basketball stadium game. With fireworks every fucking where. Because he passed away.
What?
Okay.
Forgiving someone in a religious and spiritual sense, but also wanting justice for them here on earth?
No, of course. But we serve a just God. And I rest easy in knowing that He's sovereign, but He's just.
What? I'm out, man.
So let the Lord handle that.
Bro.
That bitch look evil as fuck. And that was his wife. So ain't no telling how complicit she was. I mean, people did a lot of deep dives on her. Candace always did some deep dives on her. Candace always shot at the spotlight saying this shit was about something. You know what I'm saying? You know, she's saying that. Go look at what she talking about. I don't know, because she kind of goofy with her shit too.
Well, you got me. By all accounts, it doesn't make sense.
All I'm saying is, excuse me, all I'm saying is this little Charlie Kirk MLK shit is not valid. It doesn't make no type of sense. Dude didn't stand for nothing that was positive. He was racist. And his wife, and like, he don't even, you would think, one would think that this woman here, that after all of this shit happened, that you, after doing all of this, one would think that you would go home and be a wife to your fucking kids. I mean, be a mom to your fucking kids.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Excuse me. But she out here doing interviews, as we can see, making some weird facial expressions and shit. And
was his job was to, you know, go out.
You know what I'm saying? You know, we wasn't supposed to be criticizing her according to her fan. She's a grieving widow. I mean, look at these steals, bro. She look like a fucking Mortal Kombat character, bro.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up!
Like, what are we doing? This bitch look like a Mortal Kombat character. In a real way. Ready. Fight. Dun, 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 dun. I'm just saying that. And we supposed to, you know what I'm saying, hold our tongue to the mystery surrounding this man murder.
Well, you got me. By all accounts, it doesn't make sense.
Execution, whatever you call it. Look, it ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm just saying, when he started talking about the people that was minorities of his own group and started focusing on the Browns, you know what I'm saying? Our shit was looking a little fishy. That's all I'm trying to say. Shit was looking a little fishy. And they gave this nigga a holiday, gang. That's crazy. The world must be coming to an end. I think the world's coming to an end. The world as we know it for sure. So just donate me a couple $100, you know what I'm saying? Help me help myself, you know. I brought y'all a little bit of entertainment today. I mean, I tried to do something, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Alright, y'all have a good one. Peace.
Today, you know what's happening? They're trying to keep a real down. They're trying to keep a real down. That's what they're trying to do because they cannot handle the truth. And this is just the facts.